Hi everyone, it's Sue here, Scrappy Doo Sue. Well, I've done a bit of work on this Winter Sparkle A5 journal off camera to speed up things a bit. We also have the B6 Winter Sparkle journal, which I haven't done any more with. I wanted to concentrate on one at a time, so at the moment we're just concentrating on the A5 one. So I'm not going to give you a complete flip through, but I've added some lace. I've sewn in the signature, added some lace on the spine and interspersed that with some beautiful broderie on glaze ribbon, which is all scalloped edge, and it's very, very, very pretty. Really like that. And then, you know, I was struggling with not knowing what to do for the front. I decided to make a little sort of a cluster with this little bauble piece out of the swan pack, and I've put some ribbon underneath, which is organza with a silver edging, and then some of that lovely silver paper, sparkly paper that's the cover's made from, and one of my brads here that is a sparkly kind of diamondy colour. It's sort of a very pale aqua really in the light, and added that bauble on the top which says with love, and I just like the simplicity of that. I've sewn in the signature with some white embroidery thread because this is the Winter Sparkle. So I have made some pieces, but I'll give you a proper flip through. So I've sewn in the signature, I've done some stenciling, and today we're going to make some pieces to go in it. So I've already made a card for this tall pocket here, and I decoupaged one of those napkins that I showed you at the beginning, the very first episode. I've kept it quite thin, stenciled on the back, because it can still be journaled on, but I don't want too much bulk in here. And I've added some silver sparkle, silver tree die cut. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but basically, and there's our belly bands we made. So I've got to find some pieces to go in those, and also something to go in each side of these pockets of the envelopes. And the centerpiece is the vellum, and I made two acetate pockets, and I've got some acetate with like snow on. So I'm going to, and I've left the embroidery thread a bit long because we will put a couple of charms on there. So I cut this one out of an old Christmas card, but I just love that scene. It's got snowflakes on it, and the deer and the wilderness. I like the colours, and I thought it went very well with this paper and went into that side pocket very well. So I won't show you any more, but I just wanted you to know that I have been working on it. And so it's just a matter now of this episode. I'm just going to make a few more bits for it, and that will be it then until the final flip through of that one. And then the next episode will be working on the B6 size. So I'm just going to put that over to one side, move my mouse out of the way. Now I've got lots of scraps, so for the center pockets, the acetate ones, I found some of this sparkly card, some scraps. So all I've done is cut two identical pieces, rounded off the corners, stenciled on the back with that lovely was one of my favourites at the moment, this Distress Oxide by Ranger Tim Holtz, and it's weathered wood, and it's a sort of a pale bluey grey. That's what it looks like on the back. It's sort of a greeny bluey grey. It's difficult really to explain, but I just liked it, and I think it goes very well with the papers. And then out of the swan pack, there were some vellum sheets. So I've cut out the vellum pieces that match on here, and they've got like a Christmas tree and a bow, and well, it's not specifically a Christmas tree, it's a tree outside, a pine tree, and it's in a sort of like snow globe. And all I did was just cut the corners to make that into sort of like a bit of a hexagon shape. I thought they would go nicely on there. These pieces are again out of this Swan pack. These are all the bits, the toppers I think they call them. Can be used for any paper crafting at all. So that pack was designed for if you wanted to make cards, Christmas crackers, junk journaling like this, scrapbooking, collaging, all of that. So I've got these out of it, so I quite like to put one on each. So this one is a slightly different shade of blue, so that's quite nice, but the pink berries and everything matching with the berries on that tree, and that says joyful wishes. And this one is very similar colour, in fact it's the same colour scheme, but that one says merry and bright, so that's quite nice. Or alternatively I could trim off this one, and this one has the same colours in it, same pinks and blues and dark pink, and the sparkle, it says with love. So I'm not sure which one. I quite like this combination actually, so I think we'll make those. And then I've made some tags out of my tag punch, which I think I've shown you. Just get that. So it's this one here. It makes a 1.5, a 2.5 and a 2-inch tag, and they're slightly different designs on the top. So I've made a 2.5-inch one, so that's what the top looks like there, and you can cut it off then lengthwise to match. So you have to have a piece of card that's exactly that size, so that had to be exactly 2.5 inches, because otherwise it doesn't work at the top. So you've got here graded areas, so you've got the 1.5 inch, and then it steps up to the 2 inch, and then it steps up to the 2.5 inch. So actually, yeah, this is the 2.5 inch. It fits into that step either side. So I made one or two, which are probably buried now amongst all of this. See if I can quickly find. So this is another one. So you can use any card or thin card paper. So that's out of this sparkly. So that's another one we can decorate today. We'll do those, we'll decorate those. And I'd like to make a couple of, let's just have a look at this envelope, see what size we need. But we've got this envelope sewn into the signature. And it is, now let me find it without showing too much. Oh, and I also made a journal card, and I used one of the toppers that I got from the Fruit Pixie. So I like that. The colours are silver and blue. Yes, it is a blue tit, and there's a bit of yellow there, but I didn't think that mattered too much. And again, I stenciled the back, and I've put a little tab on that matches that paper. So I did make that. I'm just looking now. This is, no, that's not the envelope. Here it is. Here's the envelope with the belly band on one side. So I want to make a sort of a card to go in there. So I'm just going to gauge. So that piece of scrap here is perfect. If I just took a slither off that and cut that down a little bit, that would make a nice double card for that side. So we'll use that. I think that might be probably the limit tonight, because you know how long my videos can turn into when I'm making too many things at once. Let's just measure the width of this scrap of white card. This is 3 inches. So what I'm going to do, for those that don't have Oh, sorry, just knocked my other paper trimmer over. So I just wanted to demonstrate this tab punch, just in case anyone was interested in maybe, you know, putting it on their list for Christmas if it's not too late, or saving up for one. They're not hugely expensive, so it's 2.5 inches wide. We'll make another one that size, I think. Well, let's make a 2-inch one actually. Well, this is 3 inches. We could make 2 1.5-inch ones, but they would be quite small. That would be a nice idea to make them for the B6. But let's make a 2-inch one and have a different style. So just mark the 2 inches there. Oh dear, now I've now dropped the ruler. Gosh. Oh my goodness me, I am a clumsy klutz, honestly, I really am. So actually we could make 2. Let's see what the length is when we find the ruler. And excuse me, I'm just picking up this paper trimmer that I had leaning up against the unit behind me, because it's handy there. So this is 8. So let me just show you. This is 8 4/8. So if I say we'll make them 4 2/8 tall, okay, so we're going to make 2 2-inch tags. So I'm just going to cut this down. Okay. It's like watching Calamity Kate, isn't it? Dear, oh dear. Okay, right. So this is the punch. So this is 2 inches, so it should fit between. So it doesn't quite fit. It's a tad over. So we're going to have to trim a tiny bit off. Now, I measured that exactly. Only has to be a slither over that too. Tiny slither it is, that's all. And it won't work. Okay, take that one. And we might as well take a slither off this one, because they're going to be the same. Okay, and bring back this punch. I just want to see if that's, so that now slots in between those 2 marks. Okay, so let's put that away. So it fits into those 2 grooves there, which are the 2-inch grooves. And all you do is you push it right in until you can't push it any further. And then with a firm hand and making sure that it stays in the grooves, you punch the top. You get a little bit of waste, but that is the top of that one. That didn't really work very well, did it? Maybe it wasn't a good idea to demonstrate it. Let's try that once more. Maybe I didn't have it pushed right up. That's better. So it's got just a curve here and a curve there, and it punches out a nice hole there. So that one, I don't think it's worth me. I'll try putting it back in again and see whether I get any slightly. No, that one hasn't worked for some reason. They're both the same pieces of paper. We'll put that on the scrap pile, I think. Let's see. Yeah, put this one on the scrap pile to make something with at a later date. So we've got one smaller one anyway, but that shows you what you do with them in case you weren't aware. Okay, so you want to I think, cut this one. This is perfect size. This is a piece out of the 12 by 12 scrap, and it is 8 2/8. So if I do 4 1/8 there, it should be equal, and we can decorate those like so. Perfect. Using up scraps, and I'm going to take my corner rounder using the 10mm corner rounder because it's the biggest one and these are big. I'm just going to corner round those. Or as some would say, round the corners. So you can see it's a sheet like the one that the cover's made from, the panel on the front of the cover, but it's not the sparkly version. So that 12 by 12 paper pad had 2 sheets of each design. One was sparkly and it's called embossed. It's got that sort of embossed feel to it. So those would make really nice cards to go in there. So we'll use making those. We'll decorate those, and we'll see what time we've got left to do these. So I have got all these bits of scrap here out of the pad. So this pad is now very, very scrappy because I'm just showing you quickly for anyone who hasn't seen, but it is called the Winter Christmas Swan pack, which I bought a long time ago in the range in the UK, and actually when I got it to the till it was only £3, and it's got vellum paper in, which is very pretty, and all these lovely swan pieces. So the B6 is the swan theme, and the A5 is more just the winter sparkle using the paper pad, which is 12 by 12 M&C boutique, which came from a shop called The Works in the UK, and has one sparkly and one embossed. So I've already used a bit of that one. And the music, that's the embossed, and we've used the sparkly. We've used the sparkly version of that one. This one I haven't used yet because it's not the colour scheme, or that one, and that's the sparkly version of that one. I have used a bit of that one, and that sparkly version of that one is on the back cover. So that's that pad. Right, let's get on. Okay, so I'm going to use a lot of Beacon 3-in-1 because this sparkly paper card here does not like, it doesn't really like the Cosmic Shimmer or the Art Glitter Glue. So what I thought was we'll cut these pieces ready, save a bit of time. So I'm going to do them identical because they're going in the centre. So I'm doing them more or less identical like that. Okay, so I think we could layer them up with a little bit of music paper. So I've got the whitest sheet, and this is the back of this love story music paper. So we could, we just tear down some of this. It's very thick actually, and I find it difficult to tear something that's wide. So I'm just going to tear a bit off to use as a collage piece. bit more of that white off. So I just thought it would give these a little bit more interest. So, you know, not quite that big though. So that was that one. I thought that would be quite nice. And let's get another piece. Similar size. I hope everyone's having a good week so far. Today is Tuesday. I've been into the office, but I did have the afternoon off. So it's been quite nice. I had to go to the hairdressers, so I had to reschedule my hair appointment. So it has been very nice to have that afternoon, really. So I'm just going to lightly distress the edges of this music paper with this. So that needs to be shorter. Just gives it a little bit more interest, I think, there. So I'm literally just going to tip the edges of this with the brush rather than getting a new dauber out. I just, if you're gentle enough, it works quite well. I must say it's been quite liberating not distressing the edges of everything for a change. And this piece, I just need to trim off the knobbly bits, as I call them, which they were push out bits, you know, from that pack. So it's okay. And there'll be enough ink just to go around that and cover up the white edges. Okay, so let's get those down. Okay, so I'm going to have to use Beacon 3-in-1 because I've got very little art glitter and it didn't stick the last time I used it on vellum and this card. So I'm just literally going to, I'm only putting a very light coat on and I'm not covering completely. See how that looks. So let's have it kind of up there like that. And we've got quite mild weather again at the moment. Today it's been quite mild. And I went into Aylesbury, which is the nearest biggest town to us, to get my hair done. So I always go to the same hairdresser. And the town, I've never really been into the town on a weekday like this. Not for a very long time. Since COVID and the lockdown and everything, I've kind of gone off shopping on the high street. I know it sounds really awful, but for a long time, I couldn't go into shop on my own. Even got to the stage where we have an Asda on site at the hospital site where I work, and a colleague of mine, you know, had to offer to sort of come with me, really, because I just couldn't bring myself to go over there on my own. It's ridiculous. I used to love shopping. Used to love going out, even if I didn't buy anything. I used to like pottering around and window shopping and seeing what was about. So today I went into the office, and then I finished at lunchtime and went straight into Aylesbury, which is literally about a mile up the road. The hospital's on the outskirts of it. And I thought, well, you know, I've got an hour and a quarter before my hair appointment. I made a little list, and I thought, you know, still got 1 or 2 bits I need to get. And I don't know, I didn't enjoy it at all. Really lost my mojo when it comes to shopping, and it's awful, really. And it was really, really quiet. Now, hairdressers said, you know, it is often quiet in a week, but not quiet like that out shopping, not like just under 2 weeks before Christmas. Usually it's manic, and anyone that's available in the week tends to go out then and avoid the weekend when, you know, the majorities are out. So there, I'm going to leave those 2 to dry. I like those, and then we'll put a topper on of some description. Not sure what at the moment. I have got some of this lovely silver. Well, I don't really know what it's called. It's some sort of trim. And I believe it was sent in some happy mail from Tanya at Tatty Treasure, I seem to think. Oh, I could be wrong. You know, it could be someone else. You know, not that I get a lot of that sort of thing, but I wonder if it's strong enough. I don't think it's strong enough actually to be a tab, thinking about it. No, we won't use that. What we could use is, let me think. I'll think about that. I'm not sure what to put on those, but we'll stand those up at the back and they can dry. Okay, so now we'll get on to these. So I quite like the idea of layering these up with some bits. So I've got some, let's see, what have we got? A bit of all sorts, really. Don't really want that. Some of this nice pink scraps from the pad. Let's see, what else have we got? There's some more pink. Got some December book page from the I forgot the name of this. I'd forgotten it the last time when I got this out to put some book pages in the actual journal. It's oh goodness me, it's gone again. Almanac. The only word that was in my head, and I knew it wasn't right, was armistice. Almanac is what it's from. An almanac from a couple of years ago. So let's see what other pieces have we got in here. Various bits and pieces, various bits like this and these, those, got some stars and some snowflakes. big snowflakes there. Some of these bits here. Don't think I want any more vellum on those, because the pages that the pockets are on are made from vellum. I want to stick to the same sort of kind of colour theme if I can, without using any digitals. That was my goal. So there's a few more bits there. So that's another tag I made. That's another 2.5 inch one, but it's a short one. So that'd be quite nice. Bits of that. Got some of these strips out of the pad. Here and here. Oh, I've got quite a bit of things. Some bits of paper. There's some more here. I think that's probably enough, isn't it, to be going on with. Oh, we've got some colouring page, which is Jingle Bells. That's quite nice. More bits there. So these are all on my desk. And some more bits of this. So let's kind of collage this up a bit, I think. Okay, so don't need to be identical. So I think we'll tear off some bits like this. It's quite nice. So we're not making them identical, but we'll make them kind of in a similar theme, because it's easier on camera, I think, to do that. So I think this is a lovely page. It's all about what's on the 1st of December. It was the start of the meteorological winter, the first Sunday of Advent. On the 22nd was the winter solstice, which was the start of this astronomical winter. 23rd is the first day of Hanukkah, which is the Jewish celebration, and the 24th, Christmas Eve, Christian day. 25th, Christmas Day, which is also a Christian holiday. The 26th is Boxing Day, or St. Stephen's Day holiday, and then the 30th, last day of Hanukkah, which is a Jewish celebration, and then 31st, New Year's Eve. And on the back you've got the naming of December, so I can't pronounce these, but there's all the different, there's the Cornish, Welsh, Irish, Gaelic, Manx, which is the Isle of Man, Scots and Ulster Scots, Scots Gaelic. Yes, it's very interesting. So we'll take some of this. Oh, he's lovely. That fox is in his burrow, all snuggled up. It's quite nice. So maybe we'll have him on. Let's see. Okay. So I've got some bits here. Here. This is nice, this grey with the snowflakes. So let's tear a piece of that, I think. Just making this up as I go along, as usual. put a bit of vellum here with snowflakes on that are embossed. That's very pretty. It's very nice. I won't use that, I think, because it's tearing it, and you know I can't tear vellum. Got some of this. That's quite pretty. Let's just see whether that looks nice there. I think this grey paper is getting lost, actually, this. So I'm taking that off for a minute. Okay. That's kind of unusual, that combination. It's a bit of a challenge not using any digitals. I think what we'll do is we'll stick to tearing. So we've got some music. So I quite like that. Like that. I think that's pretty. And then we can add something on the front. So got lots of bits like this, you know. Find another couple of those. I did get some of those out. Just have a quick look on this pile. Going to get that Swan booklet back up and look for a couple of pages of those here, and I think could maybe of those out that haven't got swans on. There's this triangular one there, that's quite nice. Maybe that's a bit too much. You might be thinking that, mightn't you? What is she doing? Going mad with the collaging. Well, there's that one, so we won't put too many things out on the desk. Okay, I think we're going to sort of collage up with these, I think. So I'm just going to distress around a few of them. Okay, so if we're going to use any of these bits from the paper pad, we're going to have to cut off the bobbly bits. Very quiet. Paddy dog's downstairs with Daddy. He's a Daddy's boy when Daddy's home. I'll just take the worst obvious ones off. Okay, and there's that one we may or may not use, so I might as well just neaten that one up a bit. Right. Okay, let's see what are we going to do. Right, I'm going to put this down, so I'm going to use my glue book, or a piece of it anyway, here, and now here's the glue stick. of like that, and I think that underneath it, but I also wanted kind of want it random like that, really, just with a bit of interest. Don't know if we want this or not. That's quite nice. Well, let's go with that one. Let's be daring. So I'm going to have to use a combination of glues. Okay, so let's just stick that down. I'm not going to have it as a tuck. I'm just, because it's got to go in and out of a pocket, so that can go up there like that, and then this one and then this one. Okay, and then this one here. I think we'll try this glue on this one because I don't think that glue sticks very effective. So I'm kind of putting that layered up like that, and then this is going to go kind of here, I think. This is very thick, this, so I just kind of try and use a real light layer of this cosmic shimmer because it can be quite thick. Like that. Now we could cut a word out and find a word for that. Yes, words is something I don't have much of. We'll find something. See, that says merry and bright now. Might be too much, really. But we can always add to them. So that's that one. Just going to pop that over there to dry. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, so I'm going to put this down first. I'm going to do that side of it like that, and then I think we'll down. Okay, so I want actually to put this first. See which way I quite like it. It's non-directional really, so we'll put that there like that, and then this one will need a bit more of this because it seems to dry very quickly. I don't know whether the paper literally soaks it up. We'll do this one slightly differently, I think. Now I think we'll decide whether we want maybe something down there instead of up the top. We've got this one, which we haven't cut the nubbles off. We have that one there, that would be quite nice, I guess. I think that's too much the same. Let's see if I've got any more over here. I've got this one, which is a slightly different shade to that. No, I don't like that one. It's too similar. So it's going to be either this one I quite like that one actually, so I think I'm going to put this on. And then the back, once it's dry, can be stenciled like the rest. So how did I have that? Did I have that? I think I had it like that. That's nice actually. So keep going back to these words. I think I'll cut some Christmas words out and go back to this and add to it. So that's potentially 2 done. And I think they're dry enough to... Hi everyone, so sorry. I hadn't realised when I was in the middle of finishing these off for you on camera. These are 2 journal cards for the A5 Winter Sparkle Journal. I didn't realise that the camera had switched off, so I didn't get the end of the video where you saw me make these and finish them off with these little clusters, and I just stuck a little sparkly reindeer on and put some tabs on. So I'm really sorry, but those are the finished articles for the A5 Winter Sparkle Journal. And so the next time you see this, I will do a flip through, and then on the episode after that we will then start finishing off this one. So we have it all ready, we just need to finish it off and make a bit of ephemera for that one. So I'll say goodbye. So I do apologise, and I'm going to put a note on the wall in front of me. Don't forget to plug your phone in. Okay then, take care everyone, see you soon, bye bye.